It's 2:13 a.m., nothing happened today. And somehow, that's the problem. The room is quiet, but not peaceful. A phone lights up, then goes dark again. No messages, no distractions, just a reflection staring back for a second too long. A small laugh breaks the silence. Not because anything is funny, just because it's easier. Earlier, everything felt normal. Conversations, people, noise, a joke here, another there. The kind that lands, but not cleanly. The kind that makes someone pause for half a second before laughing anyway. That half second says more than the joke ever does, but no one stops there. They laugh, move on, and everything continues. Somewhere along the way, humor stopped being just humor. It became translation. I'm overwhelmed turns into something sarcastic. I feel alone turns into something exaggerated. I'm not okay gets disguised as something clever. People laugh, and in that moment, nothing has to be explained. It doesn't happen slowly enough to notice. Something uncomfortable shows up, and before it can fully land, it's already been reshaped. A thought, a twist, a punchline. Done. No pause, no processing, just conversion. And it works. It creates distance, turns weight into something lighter, makes things feel manageable, even controlled. But the feeling doesn't disappear. It just doesn't get airtime. There's a moment in conversation sometimes when a joke goes a little too far, not offensively, just accurately. And for a split second, it's not funny. It's familiar. That's usually the closest the truth gets to being heard. But here's the part people don't notice. Every joke is also a test. Who laughs immediately? Who hesitates? Who looks away? No one says it out loud, but the mind keeps track, because reactions tell you who might understand, without ever having to explain anything directly. The problem is, it works too well. If everything sounds like a joke, nothing sounds serious. So even when something real tries to come out, it gets laughed off the same way. And after a while, it feels pointless to say things any other way. So the pattern locks in. Feel something. Flip it, deliver it, get a reaction, move on, clean, efficient, repeatable, but not free, because outside of those moments, there's a gap. Laughing in conversations, then going quiet the second you're alone, typing something real, then deleting it and sending something funny instead, starting to explain how you feel, then cutting yourself off halfway through with a joke. Not because you want to, because it's automatic. At some point, it stops feeling like a choice. It becomes a filter. Every thought passes through one question. Can this be turned into something lighter? If yes, it gets expressed. If not, it stays inside. And over time, that changes things. Not just how you talk, but how you think. Because if you only express emotions that can be joked about, you slowly lose access to the ones that can't. Here's the strange part. From the outside, it looks like strength. Someone who can joke about anything seems unbothered, in control, untouchable. But control isn't always what it looks like. Sometimes it's just well-practiced avoidance. And eventually, there are moments where the system breaks. Not dramatically, quietly, like when there's no one around to hear the joke, no reaction to soften it. No timing to rely on, just silence. And thoughts that don't come with punchlines. That's when it feels different. Because without humor, the same thoughts sound heavier, more direct, harder to ignore. Dark humor isn't random. It's adaptation. A way to stay functional without having to sit fully inside certain emotions. And in that sense, it's not weak, it's efficient, even intelligent, but it has limits. Because it doesn't process emotions, it postpones them, and postponed things don't disappear. They wait. They show up in quieter ways, overthinking things that shouldn't matter this much, feeling tired without a clear reason, needing constant noise just to avoid stillness. During the day, everything still works. The timing is still there. The jokes still land. Nothing looks off until there's a moment, small, unplanned, where the joke doesn't come out fast enough. And something real slips through, just for a second. No exaggeration, no twist, just honesty. It feels unfamiliar, a little uncomfortable, but also precise. And it raises a question that usually gets ignored. What happens if you don't turn this into a joke? Not forever, just this once. No performance, no timing, no softening, just letting the thought exist as it is. That moment is different, because for once, the feeling isn't being managed, it's being noticed. Dark humor isn't the problem. It never was. Sometimes it's the only way the truth gets spoken at all. But when it becomes the only way, everything else stays unheard. And the real feeling? It's still there. It just didn't get the chance to speak.